So, in the last class, we have completed the fructose, its structure, right? So, I am not going in detail with the Harvard structure. So, why? Because in revised syllabus, still we are not having a proper information about that. If it is there, anyhow, we are again discussing these online classes in the offline. So definitely at that time, you don't worry about that. At that time, definitely we will discuss those part in the offline classes, right? So now, in the last class, I have just introduced a disaccharide. That means after completion of structure and detailed study about what are glucose and fructose. Now, one we need to have a study about what disaccharides. So, in disaccharide, as I said, sucrose, maltose, and lactose are the common disaccharides. So, those are sucrose, maltose, and lactose. These are the common, very simple example for what disaccharides. So before going to the examples, one we again discuss about the disaccharide. Disaccharide is nothing but it is a type of carbohydrate on hydrolysis. If it is able to give two monomeric units, then that particular saccharide or carbohydrate one we can call as a disaccharides, right? So we will see one by one. Here disaccharide, as I said, they produces two monosaccharide units. It may be a same or it may be a different monosaccharide, as we saw right in the during first classes, or first or in second class. I have said in disaccharide the monosaccharide may be same or they may be different. In case of sucrose, what we get glucose as well as the fructose. But in case of what maltose, what we see is glucose and glucose, right? Maybe they may be same or they may be different. The two monosaccharides are joined together by a oxide linkage. So these monosaccharide, what are there in our compound, they always join with. I will just show you Harvard structure, simple Harvard structure. So if it is there, then definitely I will explain how these structure will be produced, right? So always there will be a like this linkage. This is called a Harvard structure. And if it is a one mono, let us take an example. Glucose, same glucose and glucose. If glucose and glucose mix up, then definitely there will be a formation of what disaccharide like maltose, right? So if it is a maltose, then if I hydrolyze the maltose, then it will give glucose and glucose units. And how these glucose units are interlinked? That means with the oxygen, as I said, with the oxygen, if they are what forming a bond with the oxygen, they always form a bond with the oxygen. That linkage is nothing but glycosidic linkage. Glycosidic linkage we call, right? So they always form a bond with the oxygen itself. That particular linkage, what we say is glycosidic linkage, and right. So glycol form a with the loss of water molecule, right? This oxygen will come whenever they undergo into the loss of what water molecule. Why? Because in glucose already we saw HOH alternative bonds, right? So definitely the fifth the first carbon atom is forming a bond with the fifth carbon atom, then therefore there what happens is releasing of water molecule takes place, or else one glucose units, if it react with the other glucose unit, then definitely there will be a release of water molecule. After releasing of water molecule, this oxygen will form a bridge between the two different monosaccharides, one we can say, right? So always in disaccharides, the monosaccharide will be formed a glycosidic linkage, right? Glycosidic linkage with the loss of water molecule, with the loss of what? Water molecule. So see here, if I say if glucose and glucose are making a bond, means how it is possible, sir? Why? Because the same molecule, how can they form a bond, right? So this is best question one we can say. Among these two, one may be alpha, one may be beta, right? So alpha beta, you just imagine, if it is a alpha means the first OH group should be, the first carbon OH group should be at what? Right hand side. See, that is the change. That is nothing but anomer, I said, right? Remember this word. These are very important. So anomer. These two are the anomers. Why? Because they are having a little bit change at what? The same position. That means the first position itself. One we can say, right? The first carbon only is having, right, the different in their what? OH group. So thus, if a single change is there in a same molecule having same molecular formula, then definitely one we can form a bond. Why? Because one side it will come a H and other side it will come as a OH. Definitely they combine and then releases the water molecule, like how the disaccharides forms, right? The formation of disaccharide I am saying, right? So always the formation of disaccharide with the glycosidic linkage, and there will be an oxygen like a bridge, it will form in between these two monosaccharide units, and definitely there will be a loss of water molecule. Whenever the bond formation takes place between two monosaccharides, then definitely loss of water molecule takes place, right? And next point is the a linkage between two monosaccharide unit through the oxygen atom is called as glycosidic linkage. That what I said. Through the oxygen, the formation or the linkage between two monosaccharide with the oxygen, that will always what we call glycosidic linkage, right? You remember this point. So this is just introduction about the disaccharide. So if we move towards the example, then the first example will be sucrose for your syllabus, or else you can go for maltose or lactose. So first we will say, see a sucrose, right? They ask you about the Haber structure as per the last year syllabus, but now the revised syllabus is a bit changed. So you need to see, right, how they have arranged the syllabus, right? The sucrose. So first of all, the sucrose can be formed by the again the glycosidic linkage itself, but the monomeric unit present here is D plus glucose. If it add up with the D minus fructose, right? Fructose we always represent with negative. There will be a glycosidic linkage in between these two, and then the formation of what? Sucrose takes place. This is the first point, right? The two see, they might ask, what is the composition of sucrose, or else what are the two different monomeric units present in the sucrose, or else name the two monomeric unit present in the sucrose. That means you can say glucose as well as the fructose, right? So this is the first point one I can say. Sucrose is a disaccharide with having two monomeric units like D plus glucose and D minus fructose, right? So later coming to the next point of these, sucrose is non-reducing sugar, very important. Sucrose is non-reducing sugar. or else I can say directly it is a non-reducing. It is a non-reducing sugar. So that means in case of reducing and non-reducing examples, we have already saw the example of sucrose, right? So non-reducing is nothing but you already know what is the property of reducing and non-reducing. See again, if you want, when we can revise that, or else I can remind you that reducing sugars are nothing but the sugars which are able to reduce Fellings as well as the tolerance reagent, then those are called as reducing sugar. And the sugars which are unable to reduce Fellings as well as the tolerance reagent, then those are called as what? Non-reducing sugars, right? So very important. Once or twice this question has been asked in competitive, right? Identify the given example below which is non-reducing, right? So non-reducing is nothing but sucrose, right? Next, again, hydrolysis of sucrose brings what? D plus glucose as well as D minus glucose. And one more point about this is these two monomeric units are linked with, right? When we can say glycosidic linkage is takes place between C1 of one monosaccharide will join with the other, that means C2 of other molecule or other monosaccharide unit. That other is nothing but what? Fructose. And that means first one will be what? Glucose C and first carbon atom will join with what? Second carbon atom of fructose to form a glycosidic linkage, right? Glycosidic linkage. If you want, I will just show you, so you don't go in detail about that. I will just show, right? So now there is a glucose. Glucose means 6-membered ring like this. And now, very important, we are making this glucose. We are going for the formation of what? Sucrose. Sucrose means one is fructose. Fructose means I have already said you, in fructose we get 5-membered ring, right? Not chain, ring. So like this, it will be like this. Just we'll say 5-membered ring like this, right? Fructose. And now C2 of fructose, right? And C1 of what? Glucose. If I say this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more like this, 6, right? So now here this one becomes CH2OH, that means number 1, and this is become number 2 carbon, right, in fructose. So now the C1 of glucose, right, and the C2 of fructose having a bond with the oxygen linkage, that means in between these two monosaccharides there is an oxygen, and that makes a perfect what? Glycosidic linkage, right? So this is the third point one we can say. The two monomeric units, that means the glucose of C1, that means first carbon of glucose will form a bond with the second carbon of fructose, literally to form a what? Sucrose, right? So this is nothing but the about what? Sucrose. And now coming to the maltose. So in maltose also, when we see the same type of monomeric units, that is glucose as well as glucose, right? So maltose maltose. Here always glucose plus glucose form a glycosidic. You just remember these monomeric units. Why? Because these are also very important. In sucrose, we get glucose as well as fructose. But in maltose, what we get glucose as well as glucose. So this is the composition of what maltose. So maltose is also one of the disaccharide, and the structure and all we will discuss in the next class, right? So with this we will conclude. In the tomorrow's class we will see about the disaccharide like maltose as well as lactose. Right?